What's going on, YouTube? Back with another video. Today we're going over everything you need to know as a teen bodybuilder. Make sure you watch the whole video all the way through, and if you like what you see, leave a like, subscribe, and if you need any more questions answered in detail, drop a comment or follow me on Instagram right here, send me a DM, and I'll answer as fast as possible. The first point that we're going to go over is overall commitment to the sport. Bodybuilding is an extremely demanding sport, and it takes a lot of time, patience, money, social life. It really sucks a lot out of your life, and you have to give a lot to it. With that being said, all of the other points kind of fall into order according to what you are going to want to think of before fully committing into teen bodybuilding or bodybuilding in general. That leads me into my next point, which is time. Bodybuilding, you have to commit a lot of your time to it. You're setting a schedule for yourself. You're eating at this time every single day, this time every single day, this time every single day, this time every single day. Having a set schedule is something that is really difficult because if any kind of social event or like a birthday party, or you want to go to some sporting event or whatever, you have to bring your food with you. You have to manage your time with cooking it, prepping it, and putting it in containers. And how are you gonna cook your food when you get to this event? And there's just a lot of different things that I personally didn't really think of, and how challenging sometimes it really can be. With the whole time commitment, it takes up a lot of your day. Unless you're somebody, you have the fridge space for all of your meal prep containers for a whole week or however long you can. I don't have that. So it's basically cook as much as I can, fit it in the space that I can in my fridge, and everything else you're kind of making day to day. And obviously that's not the case for everybody else, but it is something that you need to think about before pursuing bodybuilding, and it's something that I didn't think about enough. So that's kind of why I'm making this video, is to make sure that whoever's watching this, it is a serious time commitment. Next topic is social life. I kind of touched on it when I was speaking about the last topic, but your social life takes a serious decline. Bodybuilding kind of becomes a full-time thing in your life. You are constantly thinking about it, thinking about when your next meal is, thinking about what you're gonna have to cook next, thinking about all these different things. And social events, like I said in my last point, even if you want to go to, like, I went to the Ohio State football game this last season, and I had to bring food with me. And got to bring a bag with you to make sure you have your food. And when you get to a restaurant, ask them if they can cook your food for you. It kind of takes the fun a little bit out of social events. You have to keep an open mind to it all. You still have to realize you're having fun, but you have to keep in mind your goal that you're trying to accomplish. Even though it might be far away, you're still 6, 7, 8 months from your show. You're just starting an off season, but you have to keep your goals aligned and constantly be thinking about and refreshing your brain. But really, wherever you go, you're constantly thinking about your next meal. And it does get a little bit annoying, but you really have to have love for the sport, passion for it, because if you don't, it's really gonna suck. Another point is you are gonna get a lot of people asking you about it. Basically everywhere you go with your own food, people are gonna ask you about it, and you constantly are repeating yourself. And it does get a little annoying, but it is what it is. Like I said, if you like what you're doing, who cares? I'll repeat it to however many people I need to repeat it to. Social life in prep is a little different than off season. Off season, you're gonna have cheat meals. you're going to have, you're going to work your way up with cheat meals. You're going to have maybe 2-3 cheat meals a week. So you can go out with your friends, be a normal human being, honestly, 2-3 times a week, depending upon how long your off season is. But it's not as demanding as prep. I'm currently 4 weeks out from my show, my first ever show, and there's not a whole lot of social life, You're doing cardio an hour a day. You're trying to lift for an hour and a half, but you get caught up talking to people at the gym. I'm from a small town, so you're going to talk to a lot of people at the gym, and so you end up being at the gym for 3 hours. For me, I'm fortunate enough to where I can go do cardio in the morning to get that hour out of the way, and then do my hour and a half, 2-hour workout at night. But on prep, then you're hungry more often, so you're kind of always thinking about your next meal. And when you're not thinking about that, then you have to be thinking about your work, whatever you're doing, whatever you're pursuing in life, whatever that may be. You're gonna want to constantly be thinking about that. Then that's what your remaining energy goes to. So you really don't have time to just, hey man, want to hang out. It's difficult, but it is what it is. It's what I've learned to be so far the life of a bodybuilder, and this isn't even as drastic as it gets. The more you progress, the more you want to become a pro, the harder and harder it gets. My next point then is, if you fully are, I'm doing this, I'm going to become a bodybuilder, I want to do my first show, getting a coach. Maybe you know somebody who is willing to be your coach, or maybe you're out looking for a coach. Make sure that your coach is reliable, somebody that you can text when I've done it. I text him at the store, I'm like, hey, is this okay? And he responds quickly. That's what you're looking for. And somebody who's pretty affordable. Bodybuilding's pretty financially demanding. But make sure that this person is, especially if you don't know them, make sure that they are a reliable person to work with. If you want to check their validity, DM some of their clients. If they have clients, if they're a well-known coach, DM some of their clients. Hey, I'm thinking about working with so-and-so. How was your experience with them? And I'd do that with a few clients. Give a few responses back. If they like them and they're saying it's working well, then go for that, That seems like that would be a really good person to work with. That is obviously the best advice I can give. There's so many different bodybuilding coaches out there. I really like my coach. Like I said, he's somebody I can text and he'll answer on a dime. He's straightforward. He wants me to win. He wants me to push harder and harder and harder, and he pushes me harder and harder and harder. Which is what you're looking for. You want to look your best on stage. Your first show is not necessarily about winning. The odds of me winning my show are low, but it's about presenting the best package that I can present for the first time on stepping on the stage. And that's really all that matters. And you just want a coach that is willing to help you with that. My last point, and probably the biggest point, is a financial plan. I'm not saying you need to have your whole money situation figured out and this day you're going to spend this, and this, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying bodybuilding is a financially demanding sport. You're paying your coach, you're buying your groceries weekly. You can occasionally get by, if you have money, you can get by bi-weekly, probably. You're buying all your supplements, your protein powder, your creatine, your BCAAs, pre-workout, any other supplement that you're taking. All of these things cost so much money, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. So that is something that you need to take into consideration, especially at a young age. And I would really, if you're living with your parents and they're willing to help out, great, that's awesome. Talk it over with them though, and it's something that I really did not realize how much money it all costs. It's a very expensive sport. Definitely make sure that you have a good source of income so that you can pay for everything you need to pay for, and really that's it, because you're not going to be buying like some people go out, ordinary people go out to lunch daily and they're spending money. You're really buying the same thing over and over and over and over again, but it does build up within a month. It does build up and become pretty costly. So make sure that you definitely have a financial plan going into this. My last point is simply don't care what other people have to say about what you want to do. Bodybuilding is obviously growing in the fitness community, but still not a lot of people fully commit to it. So who cares what other people are going to say? People are going to judge you. People are going to say you don't look good enough for stage. People are going to say you should have got bigger in your off season. You should have done this. You should have done that, right? Who cares? Simply stick to what you and your coach have planned out. Stick to having fun. And that's all it's really about. Bodybuilding should be something that you enjoy doing, even though, yes, it does suck at times, especially when you're on prep and you're hungry all the time and you're kind of getting aggravated at things because of your hunger, and you're doing cardio for however long, an absurd amount of time, right? But at the end of the day, you are being more disciplined and bettering yourself and doing something that you actually love doing. Not many people on earth can say that, even at a young age. Just own up to it and say, like, this is something that I want to pursue for the next few years, right? It's okay to say that, because that's what you enjoy doing. That's what you want to do in life, right? So with that being said, if you guys liked the video, if you learned anything from it, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want a more in-depth video on any of the topics or anything that you might have questions about, like I said, leave a comment about it. I'll respond, or DM me on Instagram, owen.s.lifts, and I'll respond to you as fast as I possibly can. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.